release up inside. Go around the outside. Your release to the right should all be determined by where you see color from Aiden Hutchinson showing. Right there.
On the edge, he's going to fight through Colby Parkinson. Then he's got to work his way through Havenstein. That just tells me receiver.
Max Crosby it's a stunt. It's a game. The ET game.
Daniil Hunter, he has been to the Pro Bowl for the last 5 years. All these quick spin moves back underneath, but also has that element of power.
Pass rush with Granderson. What a phenomenal player he is. Just over.
And he just took off on him. Late start for McClendon.
To Isaiah Likely, who's got to try to cut off Max Crosby before he...
I don't even know. Here's Watt coming off the edge. Did he? I don't know if he even touched him.
Yeah, they are, and why not? Because as a quarterback, Caleb Williams, this is a quick screen out there. They tried to block him with Komet.
And then the other part, Levi Onwuzurike. Look at, there's 91. He's coming free.
Entirety of this game. This right tackle position for the Baltimore Ravens.
And now brings down Smith again.
And Keon White, he's going to be a problem for years to come, because just talking about this grown man, Keon White, and you look how he gets real skinny. That's called getting skinny as a defensive lineman. He rips right through.
Von Miller almost comes up with another sack. He had his first sack last week in the opener. Look at that spin move going.
No chip here. Rookie left tackle. Kingsley right here. There's easier guys to go against.
If you give up 5 sacks to Aiden Hutchinson, if he gets another sack the rest of the day.
Hendrickson might get Mahomes here.
He was in week 1.
Turn this corner on McGlinchey. They've been doing a pretty good job of having somebody, a tight end, somebody over on.
It's weird. It looked like Noah Fant was a little surprised by that, but here's Keon White going up against Laken Tomlinson and gets that pressure on Geno Smith.
Afternoon, and it led to this right here. Myles Garrett getting up the field, forcing Trevor Lawrence to have to step up.
Nowhere to go with this ball. Nice rush, just straight power, and then boom, nice little rip to come off and keep running the hump to get the sack.
It's not important for you to get out on the route. It's important for the pass to be thrown. I don't know.
You watched Hall. He's the one that's going to get around Owen New, and then Leonard Williams cleans it up for the sack. And
get one-on-one blocking. You're going to see him down the bottom. He comes and just knocks that ball away from.
He is an enforcer in the interior with low, kind of at low center of gravity.
He's going to go up the field. This is where he's made his hay all game, trying to get upfield. He recognizes him stepping up. You heard Dan Campbell talk.
Draymond Jones, he's right there in the screen. Goes up and under on Michael Wenu. Completely disrupts the play and gets the tackle for loss.
Bears are missing Keenan Allen in this situation. He's such a good slot third down.
Jones is going to get up and make the quarterback always have to move up in the pocket. So you just fall back under.
More quickly, only rushing forward than when they traditionally just had 4 lined up. Great stunt to the inside there, able to get pressure.
To be able to change the play at the line of scrimmage, because Pittsburgh lines up everybody at the line.
The clock is going. You're going to lose 30 seconds or more.
Van Ginkel did this last week and had a pick.
Yeah, exactly.
Williams, he's made some nice plays in this game. You talked about him earlier, Joe, and down here, they finally get the push into the backfield that you would expect. I mean, these are talented guys. So you're going to see Grant Calcaterra, he's trying to block him, but he just doesn't quite come down hard enough, and Matthew Judon beats him to the spot.
They feel like that they need a little more size on the field. They'll bring in Sanborn off the edge. I circled the wrong guy. But coming in to get that kind of pressure so that it gives them that. Watch Gordon here shoot through this gap here before the blocker can figure out exactly what he was doing. That was Diggs over there. And now you do a little, they finally got a much-needed pressure on C.J. Stroud in the sack.
Kingsley to the edge on the outside over and over again. And this time, he goes from speed.
Dafe Owe coming on the backside, just goes right around Colton Miller.
Working his magic in here, going to end up looping back around inside. And boy, they have been really excited about him. his athleticism. They talk.
Look how fast Highsmith is able to just bend the edge. He gets just underneath the hands of Garrett Bowles, gets around that corner, and Nix cannot climb up.
Coming from the offensive right side, and remember, Luke Gedeke is out of the lineup today.
So here's that five-man pressure here, but this time they're going to loop around like this and going to get pressure on Caleb Williams. So now, instead of being able to find that first look, he has to pull it down, scramble it, but they do this time. They're going to bring five and get the pressure, and it wasn't anybody that just broke free. It simply was a squeeze coming in there.
And now here it comes. And the reason you didn't see it, so you're going to see the internal pressure. Wins right away, gets up, and then here comes both players. Still hard to tell there. But Burrow getting up and running makes me think it's a fumble. His mannerisms.
Early second half stop.
They get to stop. They showed blitz and then ended up backing out of it. Brought four. A little twist there with Robinson.
Finally stopped a short yardage. And everyone, look at that. Wow. That is a great job by Davis Gaither to take on a guard.
To help support the run. And the second time he's made a play in the offensive backfield.
Not often you can see a big interior lineman, what they call run the hoop, dip that inside shoulder and run the hoop.
Instincts. I want you to watch the center. He's going to pop out, actually the right tackle. He's going to come out and try and get Bolden. And Brown comes out. Yeah, I was right the first time. It was actually...
Tua did everything he could to try to be able to throw this ball away, and he just doesn't get enough on it. Throws it up in the air, and there once again is a Buffalo Bill. Ingram made a great play earlier with an interception.
I think right here and right here, McClendon thinks he's got to get outside and block potentially for a corner cat. Oversets Gardick, and there he goes. Right in. Well, look at this matchup on the edge between McClendon and Zaven Collins. He's their best rusher on a third team tackle. And he's really struggling on the left.
On this play, watch right here. He could be slow, thinking something's coming back at him. But he decides just to take off and go down the line, because that would have been Mahomes faking it.
Right here, he's got to look inside for the snap because it's so loud here. The challenge is when you're looking inside for the snap.
He's about to jump and bam! Met by two defenders.
All right, so fourth down, head coach Velma.
Wilson, but this time shoots the gap and makes the play. Just comes inside of Conklin. And if you're a defensive coach, you tell your players.
A loss of 5.
Yeah, how about the way that they talked about him? And a lot of this was from last week, when he wasn't really in the lineup and having an opportunity.
Minshew is sacked again, fourth one on the day. This is a Defe Owe.
It's this bully pass rush. It's going to run through you. Granderson, Chase Young meeting at the quarterback, Cam Jordan.
And this is their big-time rookie defensive tackle, Byron Murphy. He's going to get in. I was told Leonard Williams, he said he likes to run. Well, there's a pass, and he...
Soon as he got back there and was trying to set up to throw this ball, you see a Lewickin coming, and that defensive line. Watson does a good
shot there into the cover 2 down the boundary. He didn't get it.
And watch him. You're going to see him come into your picture from behind the defensive line. He's not in it now. And there he goes. Just flashes suddenly. Excellent job.
Just seeing cornerbacks come up and tackle, and I guess I'm a little biased as a former cornerback myself. But Buster Brown coming up. Not only am I going to be on this team and paid to cover.
$98 million extension back in March.
It was an interesting tackle. Didn't really get him, just kind of.
Career games coming into this season.
Well, Brian Flores a year ago was the #1 blitzing team.
You're in 3rd and 2, and they're going to run speed option off the end. Now, Richardson's got to run out his inside shoulder, threaten him more, and maybe tuck it up himself. But you get so sideways.
He's already started. Did your eyes see right there? I mean, it's going to be hard to press that and make that play and that handoff happen quicker.
Come off of it. But watch Landry, 58, coming in now. Shows it, and now watch him come all the way around. That's what they call a long stick.
A punting situation.
Well, there were some windows open in this zone coverage. It wasn't open when he had time to throw. Anytime you can get that run to just extend to the sideline and nowhere for him to cut back, they've done a good job of containing Jones most of the day, only 27 yards rushing, and 9 of it came.
Yeah, let's take a look here. Again, one of these end arounds with Bo Melton, the receiver. He gets initially stopped. He breaks this tackle and picks up at least a couple more.
DJ Reader, number 98, he's in there. He's occupying 2 or 3 guys, and that was one of the things that Aleem McNeil was excited about. He goes, I got DJ.
Well, this time they bring 5, so technically this is a blitz because you're bringing that extra pressure. Van Ginkel comes up the middle after the stunt. That allows him to slide to the back and get the...
I think he can pull this. We're reading Van Ness.
Now you're saying it in front of me. Now I'm sitting in front of your back. Here's a little fake right here, but Deron Payne just absolutely put that pressure up the middle. Great pass rush, then everybody else collapses.
This time, Jordan Hicks, it's your turn. He sees the play. He's coming with pressure on the snap. Gets downhill, avoids Cam Robinson again. Owusu Koromoa right there on the right of your screen. Look how fast this guy gets downhill.
Calvin Noy just speeds around the edge on Thayer Mumford.
And that's what happens. You give these Patriots a little bit of time. All of a sudden, they start to mess with your protections. Kyle Duggar comes unblocked, gets the easy sack on Geno Smith.
The line of scrimmage, it happens here, right in the middle. Solomon Thomas very quickly across the face of Dylan Radin.
The goal at the end of half is you always want to try to finish the half with the ball, especially for Cleveland, who will open up receiving the ball after the kick. You cannot replicate how fast he runs down the line of scrimmage in practice. The speed that this guy has from his linebacker position.
And you're coming from all over the place, right? You're getting guys off the edge. You got blitzers all over. Listen, every gap is full when that happens. And ultimately what you have to do.
I want you to see he's going to come in from the outside right there. You know, Amon-Ra St. Brown again, you know, as you're releasing through, Jordan White.
And Ramsey, look to the left of your screen. See Murray jump? That took it away from Rodgers. Now he's got to go in another direction and allowed Landry to continue his pass.
And how much they rotate in. And he said, listen, I love our linebacker group. You know, he goes, they've earned the right.
Guys off the edge. You've got off the edge here, off the edge here. And so you can see right now, everybody's coming out. And that's Thibodeau getting his first hit and then Pennock bringing him down.
How they struggled on third and short situations, and look at all of that penetration by the Baltimore Ravens. That play was dead from snap.
93 and Simmons 98. They made sure the defensive front didn't
get to the edges on this Baltimore Ravens defense, but they're so good at running to the sidelines and recognizing what you're trying to do. You see Derrick Henry's side saddle here, and those side saddle runs are zone stretch runs, which is not necessarily. Dayoe is out here, completely unblocked. Clean shot to the quarterback. Maybe he was supposed to drop into the flat. Maybe that was a bust, but
the one thing they want to do is they call it crush the pocket for Deshaun Watson. That means on the outside you have
making that mistake. Get the ball out there. You've got a guy off coverage right here. Throw it. You decided to come back in. It was covered up. And that was probably the
really struggled against outside zone. The Saints had their way rushing for 180 yards, and they knew coming in, we have to stop the run. It's going to be a physical.
Chains. Luke Getsy just plays it safe as opposed to potentially giving up another disastrous play early on in this game.
Yeah, Boye Mafe is going to come all the way around from the right side, and this is a good coverage sack and great effort by Boye Mafe. And Mike McDonald emphasized this. He said, look, we're a good team.
Again, Ed Oliver in the middle of this defense, whether he's on the right side or the left side, that time against Eichenberg, and got right through him.
4th down at the 45-yard line. That's a loss of 1. 4th and a deuce.
Watch Dorian Williams. We just talked about Bernard's not in there. Who's going to step up? That's who's going to step up. The body of a safety. It came over last year from Green Bay in late October, and you can see he is really a guy that's able to get away from blocks. Ingold that time goes inside. It frees up Rasul.